Why are rich people so boring with their clothes? And why are rich people in books boring as well? Hello and welcome back to my writing journey. I'm Ellen Byerrum, a mystery writer who also pens thrillers, children's books, short stories, and plays. And I was a reporter for many years in Washington, D.C., where I often saw tragedy dancing cheek to cheek with a pratfall. In these videos, I discuss writing news and sometimes chatty gossip and whatever crosses my mind if it has to do with writing. If you like that kind of thing, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to make sure you're notified of all my videos. And like them if you will. Thank you. So, are rich people boring? Maybe. First, let's talk about their clothes, as the Washington Post recently did. If you know me and my mysteries, I love talking about clothes, and I mourn the fact that there are so few reasons to dress up. We think rich people in life and in books should dress the part. A recent column in the Washington Post by Rachel Tashian pointed out that style of the richy riches has gotten dull. Quote, "You look at the style of today's affluent class and think, for goodness sakes, get a little creative." Here's another quote from that column. "Mediocrity always raises important questions, though, and at Milan Fashion Week that question was, shouldn't having money, having the time and resources to access beautiful things, be fun?" That's how I view rich characters in our stories. They should be more. They should be entertaining. They should be extra. It may be because we project our desires on them. What would we do with millions or billions of dollars? We know where we would sprinkle the funds to help people, or at least where we could have a good time. Lately, I have been bored with characters who supposedly are rich. I recently read a book, I won't name it, about a young woman who has reached the pinnacle of her ambition to marry a rich guy, a very, very rich man who is a little dull. The story details how much she has to weigh to fit her designer wedding gown without a bulge in sight, the running, the exercise, the bulimia, the pleasing of her soon-to-be relatives, and keeping her fiancé happy with the perfect skeletal body. But she didn't even seem to like him. It was all an act, including the sets. I was bored, and I shouldn't have been. I kept thinking, is this ever going to be interesting? There was a subplot that was tacked on about an old murder that felt like a calculation and not part of the story. I skipped ahead, and then I stopped. The problem is that writers have to feel the story and the characters, and we can tell when they aren't feeling it. If your plot is a mathematical equation, you have to put some meat on it. No offense to vegetarians. Where are the days when rich idiots took to the jungle somewhere and disappeared, leaving a mystery behind? I also watched the Netflix show The Perfect Couple, based on a novel, yet I thought all the rich and beautiful people were dull, uninteresting. It seemed pasted together. We are being told that they are beautiful and rich, but we aren't feeling this. The setting is Nantucket, which should make us die with jealousy. But there has to be more to Nantucket than this oceanfront property. The interesting characters for me were the police. But I kept asking why the female cop was made to look so unattractive. Was it to reinforce the idea that the rich are prettier? Well, they often are not, and they don't dress better either. I am reminded of a friend of mine who went to the Carousel Ball many years ago. It was a benefit for childhood diabetes research, and tickets were astronomically priced. She had a date. She felt like Cinderella and planned every bit of her look to be gorgeous. She looked amazing, stunning. But when she returned from the ball, she was disappointed. Why? Because she expected people who could afford the best to look their best, and they didn't. She said she wanted to be with the beautiful people. And she wasn't. She was among the best looking there. That may be one of our problems. We think the rich should have standards of behavior and dress. Those who are given much should give back, but often they don't. Writers treat the rich as if they are not quite human. We think writing that someone is rich is a shorthand that everyone understands. But that's what I call cheatery, and it doesn't always work. The rich can exhibit some of the worst of our human traits. They revel in them because they can. What we do with the rich in our writing is up to us, but we can at least strive to make them interesting. Like other people, I am fascinated by the rich, not the tacky rich or the reality TV rich who want to show off their money in conspicuous consumption, but more the old money kind who don't want to show it off, yet not quite the quiet luxury kind. They don't have to live their lives in black and white and caramel colors. They could be more interesting. I also think rich people should have fun with their money. Entertain us. Standards, people. There should be standards. Let's make them fun. I deal with that in Crook Tales for Two, which is my latest favorite book, where someone turns out to be unexpectedly rich, but very interesting and romantic and handsome. Obviously fiction. And I am continuing the story with the sequel, These Crooked Things. If we get a few things wrong in our portrayals, whoops, the rich won't care. When we write these characters, we should have fun, too. I am thinking of the Weenie King from the 1942 Preston Sturges film, The Palm Beach Story. It has a rollicking good time with rich people and money and mores. Also, let us not forget that the election is coming down to the wire, and we can take a stand with our votes. There are a lot of rich people behind the scenes and behind the Heritage Foundation's pet project, Project 2025, who believe they are better than the rest of us, and they want to strangle every law that protects us, our children, our workers, and our environment. In the aftermath and devastation of Hurricane Helene, with over 100 dead, Project 2025 would kill the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration and commercialize the Weather Service, making it available only to private companies. And NOAA runs the National Hurricane Center. I only wish this project was fiction. You have to wonder what kind of society is left when Project 2025 rogues would ravage and ruin our society, our country, and our earth to become petty little oligarchs. Better to write about that than have it happen in real life. So vote, please. That's all I'll say, and I'll see you next time. Bye.